What's up, everybody? Trevor Alexander here, Investment for Beginners, Session 2. It's Thursday, August 29th, 2019. We'll be speaking about asset classes. If you don't understand what it means to pay yourself first yet, then I recommend you go back and watch episode 1, where we discuss that a little bit. Now, what is an investment? The current commitment of money or other resources. We've all invested in some shape, form, or fashion, whether that be in yourself, from a health standpoint, by going to the gym, spiritually, by um, reading some type of religious text or going to church, invested in our experiences by traveling. It's usually some type of money, time, or energy. That's what an investment is. And your expectation is that you get some type of future benefit from it. Hopefully it's positive. Now, some investments go bad. And why is that? A lot of the times it's because misinformation, a lack of knowledge. You wish you knew something then that you know now. And other times, maybe it's bad luck. It's things outside of your control. Well, my purpose in these episodes from a commitment of money standpoint is that I will show you enough that when you do make your decisions, everything in your control you'll feel confident about. And there's no guarantees in any investment in life, but with the right strategies, your chances of having future positive benefits becomes higher the more knowledgeable you are. So, asset classes is what we're discussing tonight. And with that being said, we're going to work our way around this circle counterclockwise, starting with cash. Cash money, you're probably somewhat familiar with. It's a form of currency, typically a piece of paper or some change, copper, silver. You use it. You use it to buy things. You get it when you sell things. You can take your check from your job and go cash it out, and they're going to give you some cash. Cash is king in many economies. Now, what is property as we work ourselves around? Property is real estate. Property is buildings, land, factory, things that we use, things that we see, and it's really just part of our everyday life. Uh, if you can lay on it, see it, touch it, then it's probably a piece of property. Now, what are commodities? Commodities are things that come from the earth. It's stuff like oil, gas, um, coffee, rice, beans, uh, just anything that is natural, gold, silver, platinum, that is used for different things. Well, these are commodities, and sometimes we can overlook this asset class. However, it's part of this earth, and it's here. Equity. Equity is about ownership, stocks and shares. This is the asset class that we're gonna spend a lot of time on in episodes moving forward because we're really unfamiliar with what equity looks like. And the bottom line is it comes down to ownership. And last but not least is bonds, and that's debt. That's IOU. I need money for this. I can pay you back on these dates, and I can pay you back in full with a little bit on top. That's what the government does. That's what the state you live in does. That's what the county or city, the schools, the companies, so many organizations, um, have to go into debt in order to make something happen that they're looking to do. So, real assets versus financial assets. Real asset is used to produce a good or service. That good or service generates cash flow. Let's keep it simple. Um, I've owned a t-shirt business. It was a college thing with my friend, and we sold a good. The good was t-shirts and clothing items. Well, if I owned a building that actually produced t-shirts and did more of a service, people would have come to me. And I would be making shirts for them. No, we had to go to other companies that did the service of making t-shirts. We just sold the good. My women out there, they get their hair done. When you know what type of weave you want, well, you go and buy that good. When you need the actual service of it getting done, you're gonna go to your hairstylist. She's gonna do what she needs to do, get it installed, and provide a service. Now, no matter whether you're selling a good or a service, hopefully they generate a cash flow. Now, real assets do that. Factories produce many things. Factories produce chips and candy and iPhones. Real estate. Real estate is able to provide a service by offering office space and a place for you to live and comfort. These are all services and goods that we spend money on, therefore generating cash flow. Commodities. We all put gas in our car and oil. We eat rice when we go to Chipotle, get a cup of coffee when we go to Starbucks. These commodities of the world also generate cash flow. And the underlying theme with all of these is that they have an intrinsic value. They have a value that's inherent. That's just a piece of their DNA. You can't, you can't take the value out of them. They, they're here and they're valuable to people. So what is a financial asset? And financial asset is just a claim on that income. We said that factories create some type of good or service, or that within a piece of real estate you can do hair, or that you can sell goods, and all these things generate cash flow. Well, who gets to claim on that cash flow? Who's entitled to that cash flow? The people that are entitled to that cash flow are those that actually own the have ownership in those real assets, or they have lent money out with the expectation. They have lent money out to create those real assets. Those real assets create money or generate money. And so now these people that have lent money out, they need a piece of that. They need a piece of that back and then some. So that's the difference between stocks and bonds. There is one is related to ownership. If you own that actual that hairstylist company, if you have a whole team of people in there doing work and doing hair, and they're generating money by this service, well, when everybody gets paid and all of the utilities and the rent gets paid, that money that's left over, that money goes out to the owners. They have stock in the company. They have ownership in the company. And the same thing, if you had to collect money from anybody to actually to get these things, if you had to say, hey, I'm trying to start I'm trying to start cutting hair, but I know I need to get a barbershop first. I need to get clippers. I need to get chairs. And you go up to the person on the street and say, hey, I need a loan. I can be in debt with you and I can pay you back some interest. Well, that's almost like a bond in a sense. You owe somebody money, it's a piece of debt, and you're going to pay them back. So that's a financial asset. You have a claim on the income of a real asset.